Welcome back to Bruins Game Reactions. Boston Bruins lose 4-0 at the hands of the Edmonton Oilers. This is a game, I don't know, it was a game. That's a fact. It counts towards your games played. Boston now falls to a negative 24 goal differential. On pace to be their worst goal differential, I think, since they started tracking the stat. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's thereabouts. The last time they had a negative goal differential was 06-07. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words for this team, really. Jeremy Swayman, .921 save percentage. I mentioned that later on. Stood on his brain for this team again. He played like the goalie that we expected him to be. I mean, you can't stop an empty net goal as a goalie. Very rarely are you going to stop a Connor McDavid breakaway. And you can't control 6+ turnovers down behind the red line. That's all there is to it, really. So with that, we're going to get right into the first period reaction. First period comes to an end. Boston is down 1-0. And wow. It was a fairly even first 14 minutes. I didn't have many complaints. Edmonton then got a power play, and after that, it was curtains for the final 6 minutes. Boston didn't register a shot, and just couldn't get anything going offensively. Adam Henrique, I'm not one to believe in commentators' curses for hockey. In motor racing, another sport I like, it's a bigger thing. I mean, the Nesson broadcasters, unfortunately, were just kind of teasing it. Adam Henrique, only 3 goals on the season. He's had 20 goals his past, I don't know, I think 2 to 4 seasons, whatever. And, I mean, they spoke it into existence. Great feed from Corey Perry from behind the net. Gets through 4 Bruins defenders, which, how? I don't know. The team defense tonight hasn't been great. 13 shots in a period. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, just unfortunate, really. I mean, gets through 4 Bruins defenders, then gets through 3 again to make its way from behind the net out to the front, in the slot, right to the back of the net, plus Swayman. God. Of course. I dropped him from my fantasy team this weekend, and, I mean, he's playing his brains out tonight. Just exactly as I expected. I'm not allowed to have any Bruins players on my fantasy team, apparently. The only other one is Brad Marchand. He's doing alright. He's been cold, though. Moving on. The penalty was to Nikita Zadorov. 2 minutes for goaltender interference. Yeah, I mean, it was goaltender interference. I'm not gonna stand here and say, oh, how is that called a penalty? No, that was goaltender interference. At the same time, he got pushed into him, like, not nothing. Like, it was a good little push there. Obviously, the biggest issue is Stuart Skinner left this game. He was very shaken up. I hope he's okay. He put his helmet back on the ice, and he got back between the pipes. Presumably the concussion spotters for I don't know if it's a team thing, a league thing, whatever it is. But the concussion spotters for this game, assuming they saw something, because it seems like it went Zadorov's elbow into Stuart Skinner's head, into the post, and then the helmet promptly said "see ya" and left. You hope he's okay. You obviously hate seeing an accident like that. I don't think that there was any ill will there, though. If you look at the angle Zadorov's coming in at, he's coming in where he will still be going through the blue crease. Not nearly as much as what he did after the shove. But still, I think either way there's contact made there, and I think that's why they called it 2 for goaltender interference. Yeah, hopefully Calvin Pickard went in, and hopefully Stuart Skinner is able to return. The unfortunate thing is Boston didn't get a shot on a cold goalie, and that's kind of, a big thing that is pretty useful to do. Cold goalies tend to not be the greatest. But yeah, unless, of course, you're playing Buffalo. Sorry. Yeah, so that's going to do it for this first period. Hopefully Stuart Skinner can make his return. And yeah, just going to get right into the second period. First big note in the second period, Trent Frederick just feeds Corey Perry his lunch money. Was trying to get him to go in the corner. Refs ended up pushing them up towards center ice and trying to get him to separate. They did separate, and then threw down the gloves. They went at it. Trent Frederick won the fight quite convincingly. Corey Perry might have got a shot off. That's it. Trent Frederick gets the extra 2 for roughing. Why? Where? Instigator? Yeah, sure. Okay, I would accept an instigator penalty. Roughing? No. No, there was... Hell, I would take interference. I would take 2 other penalty calls before I would call roughing. Yeah, so Trent Frederick gets the extra 2 minutes, leading to an Edmonton power play. Zacha has a chance. McDavid's right there with him. Skinner makes the save. Man, I mean, McDavid is so good, and yet heading into this game was kind of bad the past 10. If the broadcast was correct, and I'm going to assume that they were, I think they said in his past 10 games, he hadn't had more than 2 shots until Seattle, either last night or the night before, and hadn't scored in any of those games. I mean, you knew it was coming. It was always going to come. I mean, you want Swayman to have that one, but it's the best player in the world, the fastest player in the world with the puck. I mean, that's just talent right there. Pulls him one way, pulls him the other, tucks it in. Good goal by McDavid. Always nice to see him on the ice. And then, with about 3.5 minutes to go, Adam Henrique, I mean, he's going to get a hat trick in this game. I'm calling that now. He's getting a hat trick. Whether it's an empty netter or he scores again. Basically a copy-paste goal. I mean, that's all there is to it. Like, it's as simple as that. Bad turnover by Boston leads to the puck getting behind the net. Adam Henrique goes, stands out front, and rips it past Swayman. I mean, what do you expect when 3 of your 5, everyday defensemen are top 25 in giveaways in the defensive zone. I mean, it's unfortunate, and you need some help, but I don't know. I mean, sure, you want to save on one of those, but you can't square up to the shooter that's in front of the net and then just leave the guy with the puck wide open, because then he's going to shoot it. And then, yeah, all that leads to is just another goal. Swayman has faced, I think, just about 30 shots, 28-30. Man, if this team had any remote defense, this game's 1-0. Swayman is just that good. Shoot. If this team had any hope with offense, this game would not be 3-0. Boston has registered just over 10 shots. They might have hit 15. I don't even think they did, to be honest. It's not good enough. It's not. And you're going to lose your 4th game in a row, or your 5th game in a row, so you're on a 4-game skid now. Tampa Bay is the first team in the wild card spot, and they're 7 points ahead of the last place New York Islanders. There is a scenario this season where Boston ends up bottom of the East. Not even bottom of the Atlantic, bottom of the East, because of how they're playing right now. I don't know. I mean, obviously you want Trent Frederick to do more than fight. He got a goal a couple games ago against the Leafs. Unfortunately, that hasn't seemed to inspire anything offensively. David Pastrnak has 4 goals in his past 2 games. That hasn't done anything offensively in this one. And yet, Swayman's been there, this game at least. Not so much in Toronto. Toronto was a different story. Standing on his head, making 10 bell save after 10 bell save. Last night, it was Jacob Markstrom, whatever it is. The NHL posted their play of the night, and it was him. He had 3 separate plays. They were all him. Jeremy Swayman's out there doing bloody cartwheels. He could have all 3 plays of the night if Connor McDavid did not exist. Because I honestly think that shootout goal, no, that breakaway goal was nasty. I mean, that's what McDavid does, though, right? We've known this. We've known this for the past decade. That's what he does. Immediately, you think McDavid highlight, you go back to that Rangers game, going through all 5 or 4 of the 5 New York Rangers players on the ice and scoring. I mean, you can stop this guy. The past 9 teams have stopped him. They've held him off the score sheet, in goals at least. I don't know. The only saving grace is that Hampus Lindholm was back skating, which is going to pose the question, who gets sent down? I don't know. That's honestly probably not a bad idea to think about at this point. Mason Lohrei, he's played more than his 10 games, so he's going to burn a year if he's even on his ELC. Witherspoon, he hasn't been great. Osterley has been Peak, Peak probably gets claimed off waivers though. Because I'm pretty sure Peak would require waivers. I don't think he makes it back down to Providence. Don't even know if that contract might be too rich to send down, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's going to do it for the second period. Get one in the third. That's all I ask. Stuart Skinner did make his return for the start of the second period. faced a handful of Boston shots. That's it. He looked good. I don't know. Yeah. So, getting into the third period, here we go. Third period comes to a close. Boston Bruins lose 4-0. I don't know. I mean, there isn't anything else to say about this game. I was wrong. Adam Henry didn't get the hat trick. Boston looked better in the third period. More than likely because Edmonton was playing on their heels. And, score effects and other magical analytical stuff that you can't see. Outshot 39-28. Empty net goal was... there was an empty net goal. Jeremy Swayman stands on his head for this team. 9-21. Man, that is... Get this guy some help, man. Oh. Swayman was the only one I'm not going to pin that loss on. I mean, that guy did everything in his power to not let that game be so close. Or to keep that game that close. And... once again, can't get it clicking. This is turning into a train wreck pretty quickly. I think they play on Thursday. Who do they play on Thursday? It's not Edmonton again. No. Oh boy, this is a fun stretch of games. So Boston's next 4 games. At home against Tampa and Florida. On the road, Tampa, Florida. At home against Tampa. On the road in Ottawa. Oh, this team is so screwed. Oh, it's not even funny. Oh, this team is so screwed. Oh, boy. It feels good to laugh. Laugh. That's being generous. Yeah, no, we're screwed. Sell Trent Frederick. Sell Charlie Coyle. I'm sure you could get a decent bargain for the pair of them. Yeah, no, this is, we're done. Punt on this year. Fire Don Sweeney at the end of it. Fire him with 20 games to go. Deadline comes, goes, fired. That's what I want. Give whoever comes... You know what? No, don't even just fire Don Sweeney. Clean house. Keep Cam Neely? Maybe, I don't know. As a president, you're not supposed to be in the media a whole lot, and he hasn't been in the media a whole lot. I think keep Cam Neely for now. Clean house in upper management outside of Cam Neely. I'm just spinning in circles right now. Day after the deadline. What is it? I think it's March 13th? March 14th? Something like that. Might be the week before. Day after the trade deadline. Fired. Get out of this office. Don't tell him that, obviously, but get rid of him. Have someone else go pick him up, because he's been a great GM. His time is done. It's unfortunate, but that's where it is. I don't know. I mean, you overpay for Zadorov and Lindholm. I mean, now, at least. Good news is, this is their par. Their par is, I think, combined 20 points in half a season. If that's their par, then, well, you can only go up from there. You can't trade those contracts unless you're talking punt on this year. I retain a boatload of money for the net. No, because then you're looking. Yeah, no. Try and get rid of those contracts. Retain as little as possible. No one's gonna want them though. Yeah, no. This team's done. They have 8 points coming up in the next. Today's Tuesday. I think next 7 days. 4 games in 7 days. That's about normal. Yeah, I mean, I'd be shocked if they get 3 of 8. Honestly. Personally, I want them to beat Ottawa just because I've got buddies who cheer for Ottawa and it's funny. You're not. I don't know. This is a rough spot, really. I don't know. I mean, I've mentioned this already. Jeremy Swayman played out of his mind. He's starting to earn more of that $8.5 million. He's not quite there yet, but he's getting there. Before I say something I'm going to regret, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Click like if you like. Click subscribe if you really liked. And I will see you Thursday for a Tampa Bay Lightning game on the road.